righty, and we are live as we speak. Hello, everybody. Let's give a couple moments for anybody to trickle in the meeting. I have Geng with me reporting from Thailand. I have Eduardo from Peru. How are we today, gentlemen?
Hi, Ramon. I'm very fine. Thank you.
Good. Geng, how are you?
Good, thanks. I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. Awesome. We were just talking a little bit about some controversial topics like religion, like home, like, things that might be emotional for us, especially right now around the world. There are a lot of things going on. Being me, the host of my channel, by the way, if y'all didn't know, this is the American Bro live stream. It's the new name for the live stream, the American Bro, short for brother, because y'all know me, I'm the bro, always talking to my people, letting them know what's going on. And the American, because I'm in America, right? Why not? Gang, you can be the Thailand bro. I got Eduardo, the Peruvian bro, but we're gonna run with that for now. But as you know, if you look at my channel and you look at things I post, I'm not a political person. I'm not. Definitely not my topic. I do listen to other people that are experts in this department. But with my friends, I don't like to ignore things that are happening, things that are going on in the world. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about things, whether they may be uncomfortable. We're trying to understand. Okay, so to everybody out there, we're not here saying, we're not reporting like we're the news. We're just having a friendly conversation amongst each other so we can better understand what's going on and see it from different perspectives and different points of view. All right, gentlemen, anything you guys want to throw in or add on before we begin?
Yes. Well, it's something that I want to add about why this topic is important. I know that there is not our country. I know that we are far away from this problem, geographical thinking, because we are very far. But it's something important because it's happening to people, right? We are humans, and it's inevitable that you see that image, that videos where people are dying, where people are fighting each other, and it's like, why this is happening? How can I help these people how can I help to this stop, right? Because it's something that matters everyone's, because it's something that indirectly or directly be affected, right? In this time, for now, it's indirective. But maybe in a short time could be directed, right? Because price up, some commodities it's lack because everything changed, and because of course people is dying, something that's the more important. So
absolutely,
that's
man.
why it's important to speak about this, right? At least from my side.
Agreed, man. Everything affects everything. Whatever might happen on one side of the globe will affect the other side. So, and you're right, and gang, I don't mean to put you on blast, but when what we're about to speak about happened, which is the recent attack from Hamas on Israel. To be fair, in a very short time, I sent Gang a message and asked him if he saw what happened. At this moment, Gang is in Thailand, doing Thailand things. I understand if he, at that moment, he didn't even hear about it or what was going on. So when you're in a different country, you might not always keep up with what's going on in another country, or you might not even know what to do.
Yes. But after you told me about the news, I looked it up on YouTube, and it was all over. It was just me that I didn't watch the news at that moment.
Yes, like I said, I told you pretty quickly.
It was a big news here in Thailand as well. Yes.
Yeah, it was a world news. Like I said, it was like a couple hours. I messaged you. I think you were driving or something like that. So, but it happens to me too. Sometimes families like, hey, have you heard about this and that? And I'm like, I missed it. I was doing something else. So it's
Yes.
okay. And that's why we're here. So we can talk about it. We can kind of get grounded, see what's going on. So just to kind of simplify things, I reached out to my friend over here, Chat GPT, and we're gonna ask Chat GPT a question, right? This is a artificial intelligence search thing that I use often to help me out. And I asked, please explain the Palestine and Israel situation.
But
And this
remember
is
that GPT chat is not, it cannot give you actual information, I think, or not.
exactly, yes. Right now, I do not want any updated information. I'm just kind of want like a foundation understanding that kind of leads up to why this is happening now. You're right. This is not updated information. Again, we just want to bring some understanding to each other. I myself am learning as I'm going. So I'm just going to read this that just pretty much that according to this, again, we might turn around and disagree with what this says. I'm just going to read it, just kind of explaining, simplifying the situation between Palestine. And in fact, this is what I wrote. Please explain Palestine Israel situation and simplify it. The Israel-Palestine situation is a complex and long-standing conflict over territory. Both Israelis and Palestinians claim the same land, and their conflict involves political, historical, and cultural factors, and religious factors, I'm sure. Israelis and Palestinians have different perspectives on how the land should be divided, leading to ongoing tensions and disputes. Attempts at peace agreements have been made, but a resolution has not been achieved, leading to the ongoing conflict and human suffering in the region. Okay, so yeah, again, to simplify, it's over the land. There's a dispute over this land. Of course, are there more details that make this all way more complex? Yes, there is, but that's the simplified version of what's happening, and they can't come to an agreement. One side strongly thinks one way, the other side thinks another way. One side has allies that support their views, the other side has allies that supports their views. So it's just a big conflict that has escalated to the point. This is past a street fight. This is past an argument. This is gone into like military action, into some form, into war, actual war. At this moment, many people are dying, suffering from both parts, from both groups. I'm not going to share my opinion just because the situation is very sensitive. Just so y'all know, I am Christian. I am an American. Just so y'all know my foundation, but I'm still learning. I'm still doing as much research as I can so I can learn. Being that I'm also, it's kind of hard when you are not in the situation, and also when the situation is secondhand. It's hard to understand, is what I was trying to say. It's hard to understand a situation when you're not there, your family's not there, and you're kind of basing your knowledge off of what other people are saying, what other people are showing you. So it's not easy. And that's why, again, I'm glad you two gentlemen took time today to sit with me and kind of have this conversation, because it is an awkward conversation, and a lot of people out there are still a little confused, still don't know what's going on. So hopefully we can bring a little bit of clarity and a little bit of understanding to that.
You know, do you know which is that? I know that it's a complex problem, but in a short time, it affects, right? For example, look in the video, I can see that the destruction of infrastructure is some problem that's at least the immediate problem, right? Because house destroyed, building destroyed, so that costs money, that factories, roads, difficult. I don't know, the road, if you break a road or destroy a road, the transportation is going to stop. So you start to you lose productivity because, you know, if you are in your work, you have to keep alert if some bomb is going to fire in your head. I don't know. So you can work very well. The economy is reduced. The inflation starts to increase. The investments stop because no one wants to invest in a country that is on war. There are economical impacts. It's very, very high, right?
Super.
With economical problems or difficulties, people start to die because they don't have what to eat, or people desperate. So everything increase, right? So I hope the other country can do something to stop this. But for example, which would be a good solution as other country, what can they do? For example, I suppose that they stop to sell them guns or something like that, right? Because
Yeah,
they don't want to kill more people. Because, you know, some people take decision to kill, but kill other people, right? People that maybe are not involved with, because they start to attack city, and on city you can see civilian people, they die instead of the person who decided to go to war. Because if you can separate, for example, people who decide to go to war and people who don't decide to go, okay, that kill people who decide, right? Because you say, oh, this is not my problem because I didn't want to do that, right? But still you die. I have seen the video where their poor child dying, and I say, why they have to pay for these problems? It's
you're
very
right. You're right. You actually highlighted something very important. Something again, not an expert in this topic, but I mean, yeah, involving the civilians in the war, that's not cool, you know, because one thing is the government and one thing is the people. Sometimes the people that live in the neighborhoods that are just regular people, sometimes they're not even paying attention to what's going on or the economy or the government or the problem or the war. Some people do, but some people don't care. They're just living their life peacefully, just want to go to school, just want to go to work, and then a missile almost hits their car, you know, like, so like, I mean, that's not cool at all. Involving civilians, that's definitely something that should not be happening. War should not be happening. The problem is they can't come to an agreement. They can't come to this understanding from both sides. This has been an ongoing war. But yeah, for me, peace all the way. I don't want no one to get hurt. I don't want nobody to die. I want everybody to be happy. Another thing I wanted to mention, you know, Israel, they have some of the highest advanced war weapons as far as technology goes. They have this thing called the Iron Dome, where they're supposed to pick up any missiles coming their way. So it's another scratch of the head how so many missiles got through that, because that's not really supposed to happen. But again, who knows why? I don't know why, but that's another detail to mention. But yeah, it's horrible. But like, because there's supposed to be rules to war. I know it sounds weird because you're at war. If you're at war, you know, pretty much one side wants to destroy the other side by all means. But there are rules to war. You know, there's even a book, The Art of War. You know,
Yes.
there's even business in war. A lot of people make money during war. So and that's why even in America, a lot of Americans are like, America, why do you always stick your nose in everyone else's problem, give everyone else money when we have our own financial debt that we keep adding on to, not even improving? So now you're giving money here, giving money there. And sometimes like people think, well, solve the problem at home first, then solve everyone else's problem, or solve the problem that's the most urgent. Because maybe like in this case, if Israel is our ally and they just got attacked and we're their ally, and we got to help them out as we're supposed to, because we have to be honorable to the people we decide to side with. It is what it is, you know. Like I said, I saw like a TikTok that showed all the leaders in all the countries, and I saw Thailand was on the Israel side. Again, not picking sides. I'm just saying what leaders go with what side. Again, both groups are hurt. Both groups feel like something has been taken away from them. Both groups cannot come to an agreement. So I'm just remaining as mutual as possible, as neutral as possible, not trying to pick a side, just stating facts so we can all have better understanding. Gang, do you have any other questions? Anything else? Anything you want to say?
For me, I kind of feel that like what happens to our world is kind of strange recently, because like for the rest, for almost my whole life, we never have like war before. I'm 35, and like just only like this past few years, like a lot of things happen in our world, and it get like crazier and crazier, and I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future, like from now on. So it's kind of a little sad, like without what happened. Yes.
You know, I feel that way too, but it's just that we're here now, right? And we're adults and we're conscious.
Yes.
But to be honest, war has been since the beginning of time.
Yes, but like for our generation, it has been peaceful. It has been peaceful for a long time, right? Like after the World War II, like everything seems to be like quiet and calm.
It depends where you live. In
Yes.
some parts of the world, remember, what's that quote that they say? The revolution will not be televised. So some of these things that's happening, there's not always a news broadcaster there to tell
Yeah.
everybody what's happening.
Yes, I have heard that I mean that I don't know how that's a word, right? That phrase, but you know, it's not necessary. See, for example, now things improve or things technology explodes because many people once sell something, want to create something to sell to fix a problem, but it could not be necessary to have a war. I mean, since now it's not necessary. Maybe in the past it was more difficult because we have different technology, we have different culture. People, the science was not too much developed. But now, for example, that everything is developed, it's different, right? Because people start to pass in all time and in different ways, and it's not necessary a war to have new technology. It's not necessary. Maybe the war could change how things work now in a way that how governments leads people, how some entities lead people, how religions lead people. So on that way, maybe war can change, right? But in technology, I don't believe that this war developed technology more than they are doing now, right? I mean, it's in a big difference, because still with war or without war, technology still continue increase and develop it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, like, yeah, before war was kind of like everybody go ahead, shoot, you know, and then everybody go, you know, man to man on the floor, on the ground. Now it's a technical war, it's a mental war. It's a different kind of war these days. It's not the same.
Now we are in a way led by companies, not by governments. But on this kind of countries like Israel or Hamas that are not developed countries, maybe it's easy that the religion or the government take action in people, to control people. But in developed country, company control people more than government. I mean, government can put some rules, some laws, but at the end, companies are the main author, because they pay people, they sell, they move people to action, right? More than the government. And you know, because we believe in capitalism, right? In capitalism, so it's different. Normally in capitalism don't occur this because the government do not have the power, have the companies, and there are companies that have more powers than governments. And when that happens, of course, there are other sides, right? That people can't suffer from poverty, suffer from other things, but at least not for war, because they don't have enough power to do that.
No, yeah, totally understood. Speaking, yeah, because the power's in the money, basically. The money's what's gonna move. The money's gonna buy the weapons. The money's gonna keep the people happy. The money's what it all boils down to at some point. Speaking of money, you know who was, oh, sorry, headset almost fell off. You know who was going off today?
No.
And yo, and I'm not biased. I'm not a huge Trump fan, but Donald Trump was going off today. He had a rally in Iowa. And I mean, I signed into YouTube and it said like Donald Trump is angry. He was live. I don't know what channel was broadcasting it, but when I clicked on it, it was him. And I guess he found this opportunity to just voice out his opinion, saying a lot of things. Mind you, he's also prepping up for the next presidential.
But do you think that Donald Trump agree with the war or not? Or they have some side? They will take some sides, or they only do not want wars by any
He
side?
said in the rally that if he gets elected, there will not be a World War III. But if he does not get elected, good luck. Something like that. I'm not saying that that's what he said word for word, but he said that if he gets elected, there'll be no war, because he, from what I can see, he went to North Korea and was shaking hands with Kim, you know, like he has a way. He's met with Putin, like he's met with the other side, with the enemies, and shakes their hand, and they respect him and he respects them. And that goes a long way. And I don't know if Joe Biden has that same kind of influence, but I mean, while he was in office,
Donald Trump maybe
he kept it up peaceful in that regard.
It's not necessary to go to war. I can sell you, you can sell in my market. Come on.
Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. That's what he said. He goes, we got to make a deal. We got to come up with a deal.
Your economy is going to improve. Don't worry. It's not necessary to find. Come. I can make you. Yeah, but it's what people want, right? Because it's not rentable wars now. I think in that time it's not rentable to have a war. I mean, when I see, for example, people to opinion about war, it's like to say, but why don't you think about the problems that the consequence, right? It's not easy only to take a side. But imagine, for example, if we take a side for one of them, no, this person attacked first, so this is this is guilty. But is that person who take the decision is going to pay, or are going to pay the other person who live on his city or on her city? I don't know. But it's not easy, right? You cannot treat a country only like an entity or like one person, on a single person, because on that country there are childs, there are ancients, there are women, there are people who don't have anything to see with that decision. So that's why I do not agree to only sell bombs and attacks, because it's nothing justified is nothing.
I agree. Yeah, we should all be able to live together to some degree, right? Why can't, I mean, of course, we're not there. I'm just speaking generally. Why can't one person live here? They can be of this descent, of this religion, and then the neighbor is from a different descent, from a different religion, and still live peacefully. You know, I mean, for the most part, I hope it can all grow into that. But the situation is much more complicated. Much more complicated. But
the other time I was reading a book that Harari books, that he put the case, right? Before, imagine time before, imagine on the time that Charles government the world, religion government the world, especially in Europe, where people go to fight others because of religion. So some people, some, I don't know, some religion authority, in this case a pope, or imagine someone else, say they are people who believe in them, go to attack this town because they are, I don't know how to say it, let me say the exactly word, but it's like, for example, go to kill them because they are sinners, and you have to kill them. So people believe that they are doing something good because Pope told them, go to kill these sinners because you are going to gain a place on the sky, something like
Yeah,
that.
they do it and then they die with honor for their country or for their religion or for their group of people.
I don't know. Yes,
Yeah.
and they believe that they are doing something good, but they were killing child, they were killing people who maybe do not anything, maybe child that their parent told them, hey, you have to be like this, you have to believe in this, and they don't only continue the lines. In the same way, some country continue the line because their parent, their grandparent believe in this and this and the other. And for that reason, that I don't believe in what you believe, I don't want to kill you. That's what I say, religion more than you need to separate people. And maybe on the future, a good option, I don't know, I am thinking by mind, my point of view, is necessary religion in the future? Or I don't know, now that intelligence, artificial is going to control the world, at least as much as I see, which is going to be the new religions? Are you going to continue believe on the Bible, or are you going to continue believe in Chat GPT that has a lot of information, have lots knowledge? I don't know. I don't know, but it's very, very difficult decision. If Bible says to kill people, I prefer to believe in Chat GPT than in the Bible. It's my opinion, it's my side.
Okay. For the record, I don't think it says that there, but I get it. If somebody somewhere was enforcing negativity, death, yeah, I don't think anybody would want to want to move along with that. But my thing is, know the Bible, know ChatGPT, know the Quran, know the science textbook, know the news, know the internet, know TikTok, know Instagram, know Google, know as much as you can, gather as much information as you can, and with your own intelligence, you decide what's bullshit and what's the real. And to be honest, you're never going to be 100% sure, especially, again, back to things that happen outside of like secondhand things. When I say secondhand things, I mean you're not there and your friend's not there and your family's not there. So we have to rely on information that is documented. That's why I'm so big on documentation, always, documenting my journey everywhere I go. But you mentioned something earlier, Eduardo. What's a good solution? Of course, I don't have the solution, but something that I thought was interesting that I think is a very ignorant solution that I can come up with. Okay, so the land, when they split it, it was split awkwardly. I think it would have maybe worked if they just split it in half. Like, okay, the north is for this group of people, and then the south is for this group. Of course, I know it's not that simple. But I think if the territories were separated, you can put a border, it's like having a neighbor and you put like a big fence.
Okay, of course, if you want to attack only this part.
or whatever. But the problem is when they split up the territories, it was like a little piece here, a little piece there. So it's like kind of like, of course, that's not going to work. Yeah, people walking in and out of the territories. But of course, I'm sure for other reasons that could not happen. I'm still learning. I'm still researching, trying to figure out as much information as I can. I learned from talking to Geng. I learned from talking to Eduardo. I'm glad they joined me today. And I'm going to end off with this quote. Those who truly know they know nothing at all. So we're here to learn. We're here to practice our English, learn our communication, exchange about culture. Today, I was a little nervous because it is a sensitive topic. Again, I didn't want to ignore it. I want to talk about it. I always want to talk about it. But these days on the internet, you say certain things, people get sensitive. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Friends, any final thoughts, any final concerns or emotional outbursts?
Okay, I will say people that more than only judge some signs, judge their belief, judge their what you see. If you see people killing each other, if you see people dying, ask yourself if it's a good option. It doesn't matter whose side you defend, but it's necessary to kill people, to die, to see children dying. So ask inside of your mind or your heart if that is correct. That's only my question to people.
Thank you, Eduardo. That was very heartfelt. Geng, any final words?
Yes, I feel that the thing that just happened, it's just sad, and it shouldn't happen anywhere like in the world.
100% agreed. Again, peace and love for everyone. This is the American Bro, back with another live stream, and we'll catch y'all next time. Thank you so much. You guys have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that you can. Oh, are we continue on live or yeah, no, or not?
I think we are still streaming, but Ramon somehow